What is going on, guys? Wisco, Cisko coming at you with some day of Infamy action. We are playing Foy Invasion. I know I just had a Foy video, but I want to get you guys a Radioman video. When's the last time I've had a Radioman video, huh? Like, never? Actually, I had a lot back in the day. I got some good tutorials. Let's get right into it, baby. Got a carbine, got some smokes. It's kind of a little pseudo how to play radio. Ooh, let's get to a guy. Right by you, buddy. As I'm stuck on a tree. Good start. Alright, obviously first thing about being a radio is you want to stick with your officer. You can obviously see his little symbol, his little, what are those called? Chevrons? So you want to be with him at all times. It'll always show it. Nice freaking sniper. You know, I'm trying to do a little bit of a tutorial here. If the snipers could just lay off, that'd be great. I know my last video was a Foy video too, but oh well. I play Day of Infamy once a week, maybe. So, sorry guys. You're gonna get some back-to-backers in here. God, look at the American swarm in here. This is beautiful. Anyways, my officer died. I'm okay with that. If him and I die at the same time, that's actually fairly good. You always want to be on the same, like, respawn wave as your officer. You don't want to be caught out where he's without a radio and you're without an officer. It's a bad combo because you can just... You just sit there for like a minute or two waiting for the other person to respawn, and that's not effective play for your team at all. So he's pressing up. I'm basically going to follow him as much as I possibly can. If he wants to be ballsy, that's fine by me. I'm an aggressive player. So it's all good. I don't even know the last time I played radio, truthfully. It's a good shot, man, but it blocks our entrance. It's actually really stupid that he shot that. That's literally our only way in from that side, without having to go back around to the garage. I don't know if I got that guy or not. But yeah, that blocks our whole entrance right there with that white Foss. It's really stupid of that guy. And I know he's just trying to get the kill, but that cost us a minute right there, or roughly. Man, that sucks. Yeah, see, this guy's getting attacked by that white Foss, man. I don't know if it's the same white Foss, might be different. I don't know how you're not dead, dude. 2 and 2. So I have Shady Sir as an officer, who obviously you can see his rank right there. Shady Sir's a great player. I said that in the last video. So I'm gonna try and stick with him, but also Kael'Khan. Stick with him as well. I think we also have another officer or a radio, so that's actually good as a radio to see that there's other people alive that they can get your back, right? So stick with the officer. You know, obviously notice I'm throwing smoke as well. The huge point of being a radio is to give support to your team as much as possible. You really have no other purpose other than to follow your officer and throw smoke. Now, you can cap tremendously fast with your radio on your back, so if you actually do get to point, you are a huge advantage, and you'll see that all the time in my videos of me trying to protect radios as much as I can with my life, because they're so valuable once they actually get to point. So we got smoke coming in, got a gun run that just went in, so we are using everything to our ability, which is really good. Especially on Foy, you need as much coordination and teamwork as possible. It's a carpet bomb coming in. Yeah, I'm avoiding the officer here. I'm saving my life here. Alright. That was way off the mark, but those planes actually look like they're coming this way. And the German respawn wave just came in. I gave him a little suppressive fire. Yeah, that MG had us pegged. MG up over that ridge by the respawn. Don't even cross it. Alright, look at my map here. So right now, you can see the advantage is we're pressing on point, and I don't want to go back to respawn just to be with my officer. At this point, it's just easier for me to get to point. God, I love that carbine. So many rounds. And they did just respawn, but right now, I'm still going to actually just take my advantage by point. Oh. And I'm going to wait for my teammates to get here. Again, I cap super fast, so if we can get guys here, we got that whole courtyard. There's Americans out here, which is okay, but we got to clear the second floor. Ooh. Damn, nice shot. Yeah, I was kind of pinned up in there. We got totally wiped. These two guys in the back are just useless. They're just waiting for a German spawn wave to come in, and that's just not going to help our team. when everybody gets knocked off a point. So I'm just checking to see if I can get more first smoke so I can get rid of the sling and go to a heavy kit, so that'll give me three smokes, which is awesome. And then a quick look at my map. I have one officer up here, and I have no other officers alive up other than over here too. So I got 2 officers. And I'm going to try and get to them, but this is what I mean about being out of sync. When I said that earlier, that it sucks when you die and the officer's up, because you're just all over the map. Luckily, we had a backup radioman, so that's really good. And he just called something in. I'm actually just going to lay low for a second. You can see how we have 2 radiomen right here, the officer. So I can kind of be by my officer, but we're kind of stacking all of us together. I might actually want to press point and try and be a little useful. Yeah, this guy just got shot. So they're definitely in this kitchen. Yeah, he's laying down. Bummer. That's alright. There's nothing I can do. I just sit there and wait for an officer to call stuff in. It takes 10 seconds for him to call stuff in, which is just 10 seconds of me sitting around. I'd rather be useful. And get to point. So just being heads up about stuff like that. Some players, if they're an officer, will yell at you for not being with them, which is totally warranted. However, he had a radio right next to him. I'm just a spare part at that point. I might as well be active. Now, if I was the only radio there, then obviously stick with your officer, but for that little tiny crease, I didn't mind taking the risk. So obviously follow your team if you can't do anything else. My officer's already in here, which is awesome. I'm going to go camp by him, not because he can call orders in, although that's nice too. It's again because I can cap faster, which is such a huge advantage. So I'm just going to lay low and play safe. I know Wisco Cisko is a really aggressive player, and I'd love to just pop up and start shooting, but at this point, this helps the team a ton. Checking the map. We got one on the backside, so that's going to delay them just a little bit. He just got taken out. I'm waiting for the grenade to come in here. There's an American. I'm really waiting for this grenade or rocket through here. It's coming. There's Germans on point right now, though. We're not capping this fast enough. But we do have a whole respawn wave in here. The least I can do is type messages, right? Try and let everybody know what's going on. So they're obviously coming in. My officer was useful, though. He was calling stuff in on point to try and delay them. It's really all he can do, too, at this point. Again, I'm trying to stay safe. I am way more valuable than anybody else on point. Just delay time for my team to get here after that respawn. We got wiped on point, which isn't good, other than a couple of us. Yeah, I can see him. He just died. They don't know I'm back here for some reason, which is odd, because this is a really obvious spot for the Americans to hide. Got a whole team coming in right now. There's really nothing I can do. I'm not going to go back to my officer, obviously. The most important thing is to be on point. So I know this is kind of boring right now, but this is exactly how you want to play as an effective radioman. This is the one time I'll warrant camping. Yeah, they know I'm back here. That's an MG. I'm really not worried about that. He's going to be pretty inaccurate. And I can catch him right through this little gap that I've been shooting people at. I don't know where my team has been. And what's terrible, too, is we can't call down ordnance because we have one other radio. But me being up here isn't helping the team call in ordnance. At least not the officers call in ordnance, that is. So my other radio, I saw him up here too. See, like, him being in this spot is terrible. He's got to be either on point or with the other officer right now. Him sitting by the hay bale outside this wall is just pointless. And the other thing too is let your officers dictate where they want to go. The radio should never be dictating where they need to go in these games. It's up to the officer to pick and choose the spots. If you both die, well, play better as an officer, but the radio should not dictate where you're going. So I did finally get taken out. They finally collapsed in. I'm actually at the top of the leaderboard though, guys. 7, 4, and 5. It's just, again, playing that point. It's not about the gunplay. I mean, I have had a few nice kills on point, which does help, but it's just heads-up alert play that can get you MVPs. It's not some glorious stat line of kills and deaths. And I have not done anything out of the ordinary. This is exactly how you should play as the radio, in my opinion. So again, I'm laying down smoke. I'm going to be looking for my officer. There's none by me. As far as officers go, my one is dead, and we actually don't have another officer at this moment. So the least I can do is just throw smoke for my team. You are the most unselfish player on your team, is the Radioman. But doesn't mean you can't get rewarded in that stat line, as I showed you. At least the point stat line. So as of right now, we are capping. We have a full advantage. Ooh, never mind, we don't. Okay, so we did have a bunch of guys on point, so I was thinking, okay, good, good, good. I can get to point, and we can cap it, and it'll be nice. But right now, I am dead meat. And again, the last thing I want to do is be out of sync with my officer, so I want to wait for him to respawn. This will just reset everything. We're actually out of time right now, so I've been talking and not even noticing this game. Damn, that was actually really stupid play of me, but I was trying to focus more on how to be a good radioman than actually winning the game. Which wasn't good. So I probably should have pressed that point because I didn't realize we were out of time. I barely just missed MVP with 10 by 10 points. Should I play another one? I don't give you guys very many Day of Infamy videos. I feel bad. I'll play another one. So that was obviously the attacking Radioman, and there's really no difference between the two too much other than you want to get rid of your smokes. And it's a lot more fun to be the defensive Radioman, the defenders, because you get to call in ordnance that kills people rather than smoke. So you get a lot more points. But other than that, do we even have an officer? Yes, we do. Oh yeah, there he is. Couldn't see him. Oh, somebody else's radio. I see how it is. I gotta do all the hard work when I'm the attackers, but y'all just sit next to him and get some assists. Okay. I really can't stress this enough too. Having a good officer also makes radio play a lot more fun. Sorry, taking a drink of water there. Again, I'm not exposing myself to snipers. I'm letting the officer take all the risk. In this position, you actually want to get your gun up. That's funny I say that and then I die. I just didn't think they'd be there that fast, truthfully. That's a moment, though, as a defender, you got to get your gun up and be alert and ready. I thought we actually had a really solid line right here, so I wasn't too worried with anybody sneaking past, but hey, it's Day of Infamy, you never know what's going to happen. Somebody can find a little crease. Yeah, that guy got shot by a sniper at the shed to the left. Yeah, nice. There's some ordnance. Just let those assists rack up. It's kind of can be boring to be the Radioman, and I understand that, but somebody has to do it. It's also a really good way to learn the game if you guys are new. There's a lot of intricacies to being a good Radioman, but at the end of the day, as long as you stick by your officer and you start to learn the maps and start to learn positions, that's actually really, really important in this game. Map knowledge is extremely important to being a good Day of Infamy player. Especially if you have a good officer that can kind of lead you around and mitigate your risk, but also let you be a good player, both of you, and do well for the team. That's so important. Yeah, he's got to move up here. We're in a really bad spot. I mean, you're just not going to post up against an MG. Yeah, he's to the left of me. We were both in a really bad spot there, though. He needed to move up or back off, which he's doing now. We were pinned over there. It was a Stuka coming in. 7-7 and 7, 3-10 on the score. My officer's 13-1 and 6, so not too bad for the 2 games. So you can see right now what he's doing. He's just waiting for me, which is actually really, really good. And I typed in 4 in the chat, so that just lets people know that we got 4 seconds till respawn. And then I'll make it over to him. So again, he understands too, you don't want to be out of sync. There's nothing he can do without me. There's nothing I can do without him. I know I've had him into that at home a bunch of times, and I know you guys are familiar with the game, so. They're on point, though, however. I'm gonna let all these. Ooh, there's. Yeah. Come on, baby. Ooh, don't like you stepping in front of me, bro. He's there. He's there. Yeah, he's priming a grenade, so I'm just gonna get out of his way. Last thing you want to do is step in front of a guy throwing a grenade. Nice, there it was. He died for it, but it was well worth it. Alright, we're good there. So Radioman 2, just on when it comes to back, God, we're getting surrounded here. I'm gonna watch this door, that's the only thing I can do. So when it comes to backcapping the Radioman again, same thing. I backcap pretty fast, but unfortunately there's an American on right now. The officer just called something in. There must be a radio upstairs. But I gotta watch this door, truthfully. This is a really important entrance to hold. I'd love to... I'd love to go up with my officer. Yeah, they're coming in. He knows I'm here. Where'd you go, bro? I gotta go up with my officer here, I think. Hold that back door. Hold that back door, somebody. Alright, he does have a radio up here. I'm gonna go with him, just because I'm here. I don't know how that dude got flamed from up here. Alright, let him take the risk again. Just get the gun up, watch the backside just in case. Let him call it in, and then move with him. Just getting his back, that's all you gotta do. We have to get this American off point. He's probably in the garage, just like where I was. Or I'm sorry, American. I don't know if I said Radioman. Yeah, they're definitely in the garage. There's really nothing I can do, though. Ah, I saw him. Damn. It's a good spot. It's a good spot. Let's see. I'm gonna take an explosion or explosive with a steel hand grenade. I'm gonna stick with my officer, but tentatively. Right now, we only have 2 on point, including 1 radio and officer. So I'll stick with this guy, but we do have to crash points, and hopefully he knows that. The point is way more important than calling an ordnance right now. If you can get it off, great. If you can get a carpet bomb or artillery off in haste, fine. I'm all stuck here. But that's not the primary task. So I'm at the top of the leaderboard at 370, 10, 7, and 9. A lot of those are just kills on point. But that's kind of what you just have to do. I mean, that's the essence of the game, right? And the essence of getting on the top of the leaderboard. And again, I don't think I've been very selfish with this game at all. I mean, I'm not running around the map not being a good radioman. I mean, certain times as the Americans, I had to do it just because it was the only thing you can do, but... Yeah, I got a feeling they're going to be... Oh my god, aim it up, bro. I got a feeling they're going to be capping this here. I think both my officers are down, so at this point you're just going to have to defend point. Get in there. I think there's one behind the truck, but we'll see. Nope, there's not. Good, German. Again, I back cap pretty fast, so I'm just going to sit in here. Hopefully we can clear out the point. We got enough guys around, or at least we did. That I'd like to sit here. Oh, man. I have no idea. I'm assuming there was 2 in that kitchen. I got the 1. Yeah, we really got to fast track it. I know we're all going this right side, because I don't know if they're spawn camping or what, but this is actually the longer route. Which is not good. At least our team does seem to have some urgency getting to point right now. Putting up a pretty good fight. There's one out in that upstairs. Poking out of that window. Yeah, I just shot one of our guys, so I'm just going to get a grenade up there. And then get in. Again, I'm not really even worried about being with the officer at this point. Yeah, he's calling me over there, and I get that. It's kind of your... No matter what you do, you're kind of damned. You defend point, or you go and help the officer. Both help the team at the end of the day. If that officer... I mean, this is easier said than done, but... He should be on point calling things in. Oh no, I was reloading. He should be on point calling things in, rather than sitting outside point calling things in by a foot, because at least you're doing both things at once, right? And there's just little micro things like that in this game that are really, really important. But I'm not trying to mitigate anything the guy's doing. He's doing a really good job. I think the officer play this game has been tremendous, truthfully, but... It's just little things like that, though, that really make the difference in a lot of this stuff. Like, I can't dislodge myself as the Radioman. I'm too important on point. Man, how are we doing? This is either going in the second floor or it's going right into that kitchen. I'm going in the kitchen. There we go. Yeah, I was going to say, if I'm hitting somebody, that's fine. They're not going to die from it, hopefully. Oh, damn. Second floor. Should have went there. All right, we only got a minute left, so... I know it's easier said than done to get them off point. Focus Piant. Focus point, 1 minute left, baby. If this guy dies, it ain't gonna be good. 45 seconds, guys, let's go. Get him off. Yeah, he's calling something in. Again, really not... It's really not that important right now. I mean, that 5 seconds, I've seen it 1,000 times. That 5 seconds delay is... You never know, man. If we're getting on point, could use 2 more bodies on point. And I know you're trying to back them off with the ordnance, but a lot of times it just don't work. 14, 7, and 13. 460 on the score. It's a carpet bomb coming in. Actually, that's a Stuka coming in. I'm sorry. There we go. Nice. We're swarming them. This is exactly what we want, baby. Back capping. 0 seconds left on the clock. There might be an American on there. No, there's not. Call it official. Successful defense. That was actually a really, really good game, believe it or not. Anytime you can get a defense on Abel as the Germans, that's actually pretty good. So, awesome officer play. Kailcon, I know, is little nitpicky, that's fine. Turd Blossom, what a name, what a game, that's what I say. And me again, 14, 7, and 13. That's just good Radioman play, good officer play, good team play all around, guys. So with that, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned some tips and tricks of how to play the Radioman, and I, of course, will see you all on point.